Hi cuties, my name is Hanako Kozumi and this is the channel Nerdy Nekoma. Everything here is about Haikyuu chat stories and fanfic. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And with that, welcome to today's video. It's called The Day You Left and it is a Yaku Angst one-shot. A few days ago I had this Angst idea and I wanted to ask you for which ship I should do it, and you decided for YakuLev, so this is totally on you. I hope you like it, though like I said, it's Angst, a little content warning for serious injuries, and with that, let's jump straight into it. Lev Haber? Yes? He ignored the fact that they mispronounced his name. It happened fairly often since he met with people from all over the world due to his job. Though he was almost certain that this wasn't something job-related. His agent didn't inform him about any future projects or potential clients, and it was highly unlikely that they would contact him on his private phone number. I'm calling from the hospital in... Hospital? I'm sorry to inform you that your partner, Mori Yaku, was involved in an accident. They just finished the surgery. What? His heartbeat accelerated and he started to pace through the room, hastily searching for something. He started to randomly pick things up and put them back down. Mr. Haber? Yes, I'm packing my things. I'll be there in a few hours. Mr. Haber, that is not necessary. What? No, I have to see him. I'm sorry. I know this must be hard for you to hear, but I need you to stay calm. The doctors did everything they could. Liev couldn't hear them anymore. His body moved on autopilot as he slid down to the floor. His hands were shaking and he failed to hold on to the phone any longer. It slipped through his fingers and landed with a low thud on the ground. The noise echoed in his mind, but it sounded far, far away. As if he was underwater. As if he was drowning. The only thing he could hear was a high-pitched ringing in his ears as the darkness was closing in on him. Mori? Please, stay with me. Please. Yaku-san, be careful. You need to take it slow. Yaku ignored the scolding of the nurse behind him. I was released from the hospital. You are not responsible for me anymore. The libero felt a bit sorry for her, or rather all of the staff that had to deal with him in the past weeks, except for the stupid doctor who insisted that he stayed at least 5 days longer than necessary. Admittedly, he wasn't an easy patient. More stubborn than anybody could wish for, and quick to anger when someone commented on his height, or rather, the lack of it. None of that would really be a problem if it wasn't for the absence of a certain silver-haired titan who didn't even bother to answer Yaku's effing texts. As soon as he realized that no one had been able to reach Liev for days, Yaku made it his personal goal to leave the hospital as soon as possible. He was a pain in the ass for the doctors, nurses, and even his teammates and coach who visit him frequently since the accident. They helped him to get back on his feet, quite literally, and without their help he would most certainly still be stuck in the empty hospital room. I'm taking this. The setter of his team offered to take a suitcase. I'll have to carry it myself when I arrive in Japan anyway. Shh, they only let you go because we promised to keep an eye on you. He winked at him and laughed, which Yaku answered with a scowl. The others joined them, and together they made their way towards the airport. Yaku opened and closed the chat between him and Liev over and over again. Still, nothing changed. His messages, dozens throughout multiple weeks, still remained unread and with no reply. He wanted to throw that stupid thing out of the window and urged the car to move faster. As soon as he landed in Japan and found Liev, he would hunt him down for not answering. It's really cute to see you this worried when usually you're so stubborn. What? I'm just saying, I always knew that you cared about this, Liev, even though you complain so much. He's right, you really have a soft spot for your boyfriend. Do not. They looked at him skeptically. I'm just angry because I almost died and he doesn't even bother to answer or call. I'll find that Titan as soon as I arrive in Japan and shower him with affection. Yaku sent a death glare in his direction. Come on, it's so obvious that you're worried about him. I was the one almost dying. He should be worried about me. Yep, and the fact that he isn't, or rather that you can't reach him, even though the situation was very serious, freaks you out. And could you stop saying that you almost died? I mean, it's technically true, but the thought honestly freaks me out. Yaku rolled his eyes. Oh, I'm sorry that my near-death experience makes you uncomfortable. Hey, no need to let out your frustration on us. We are just trying to help. Then stop psychoanalyzing me. Look, we get it. We'll stop. But if it helps, I'm sure he's fine. Maybe he lost his phone. No, he needs it for work. A lot. And in that case, he would have a new one already. Maybe the job has been really stressful lately and he hadn't had the chance to check up on his private life. You mentioned that he tends to overwork himself when you two are apart. Yeah, but if you think that would stop him from blowing my phone up with messages or sending me exclusive behind-the-scene pictures, you are wrong. I think most of the managers and other models hate me for that. A small smile spread on his face, but was immediately replaced by the angry mask Yaku put on ever since he became aware of the situation. For a second, the worry became visible on his face. It was evident in the way he nervously started chewing on his bottom lip and tapping with his feet. If his teammates didn't know how stubborn Yaku could be when it came to injuries, they might assume that the trembling in his limbs was linked to the bruises and wounds covered by layers of bandages. That his agitated state was the result of the pain and/or medication. But the Libero wasn't known for low pain tolerance. This was purely caused by the worry for his beloved. He had left the airport for exactly 5 seconds when he tried calling Kuro again. As soon as he landed and was forced to wait for his luggage, he called Liev's number multiple times but without luck. He didn't answer. Yaku shouldn't be surprised, it's been like this for weeks after all, but a tiny part of him still hoped that it would be different for some stupid reason when they were in the same country again. After what felt like the 100th time, he gave up. Every time he heard the voicemail added another layer of anxiety and the Libero forced himself to stop. However, doing nothing while waiting for the taxi seems unbearable, and he called the next best person he could think of. Yaku! No, that's a surprise. I thought he was still on the other side of the world, kicking asses on the volleyball court. Yaku rolled his eyes at the typical goofy attitude of his former captain. No, I had to take a little break due to a minor accident. Accident? Are you okay? What happened? He hadn't changed much. Still the captain after all worried about his friends and former teammates. Don't worry about it, that was weeks ago. They released me from the hospital today, or, well, yesterday I guess. Sorry, I got confused with the time zones and all. Wait a second there. You are telling me that you have been involved in a minor accident with the result that you had to spend weeks in the hospital, and the first thing you do when they let you go off on your own is to take an hour-long flight to Japan alone? I'm fine. Look, that doesn't sound fine. Quite the opposite. Why didn't you tell anyone? I was kind of distracted. He felt a bit guilty for not telling his friends, or anyone really for that matter. Only the people involved and his teammates knew. In theory, Liev was supposed to know as well, since he was his emergency contact. They said that they contacted him, but after that, no one was able to reach him, and Yaku still found it hard to believe that he wouldn't take the next flight and came crashing into his hospital room. Maybe he doesn't care so much after all. Yaku shook his head. Even with all the anger he felt, the Libero was aware that that was stupid. Liev cared, which made his absence so much worse. Kuro, have you talked to Liev lately? Don't try to change the topic. Besides, if you were in the hospital, he for sure would be with you, right? Kuro, please. That was rare. Yaku's tone was so different from everything the Ravenet was expecting, it caught him off guard. No, I haven't talked to Liev. I think Emma wanted to ask him something a few days ago, but wasn't able to reach him. Yaku clenched the phone in his hand, his throat tightening. Okay, thanks. His voice betrayed him and the words came out shaky. Yaku, what is going on? He honestly considered just ending the call, but he owed him at least some kind of explanation. I don't know. I can't reach him. No one can. Not the medical staff, my coach, not even me. He doesn't answer any of my calls and texts. Silence lingered between them. Okay, you are going home, right? Yes, I'm in the taxi right now. Good. I'm sure this is some kind of misunderstanding. Look if he's there. If he isn't, call me again and we'll find him, okay? Yaku nodded, only half aware that Kuro of course couldn't see him, but he feared that his voice wasn't strong enough to answer anymore. I promise we'll find him. It's going to be alright. Okay. His voice broke, and he hated how weak and helpless he felt in that very moment. Thanks, Kuro. Hey, that's what friends are for. Text me or call if anything happens. I'll see if anybody else knows more about Liev's situation, and you concentrate on getting home safely. Got it? Got it. When Yaku opened the door, he was greeted by a dark, empty hallway. Nothing indicated that anyone was home. All the lights were turned off, and there were no sounds of footsteps or anything alike. This didn't feel like home. It felt like the start of a very awful horror movie. Liev? He hesitantly turned on the light in the living room, afraid of what he might find. It was empty as well. On his way to the kitchen, he stepped on something small and cold. It took his mind a moment to realize that this was Liev's phone. The screen was broken, and when he unlocked it, he could see all the messages he sent him, and tons of missed calls. Not just from him, but also from his agent and others. Clients, maybe? One of the more frequent contacts was his sister, and Lev hadn't read or answered a single one of the contacts or calls. How long has the phone been laying here, and why? Yaku's anxiety spiked. If this is a stupid prank or something, I'll murder him myself. The kitchen was a mess. The counter looked like a modern piece of art with a large amount of empty boxes and packages stacked on top of it. Most were empty cans of instant ramen and some takeout boxes from a restaurant down the street. What in... Mori? Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. As you see, this story isn't finished, and I actually planned on uploading it all in one part, but it became really long, so there's going to be a second part, which I will upload today or tomorrow. I promise. It's not like a series or anything that I want to start, so yeah, it's going to be up very, very soon. Yeah, it was angsty. I promise a happy end, but like, I hope you liked it, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, because, you know, it really helps my channel grow. And have a wonderful day.
Feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.